What up? It's the myth, the urban legend. The hood nerd is back at you again with day 11. The reaction to day 11 of the R. Kelly trial. Today we had a young lady who again got up there and followed the same trend just about as all the other young ladies. Which is what? I was either 17. I knew I was under 18 when I had sex with him. And he was into me before I turned 17. So that's kind of been a theme of a lot of these young ladies is I was underage when I met him. I lied to him. I told him what my real age was. He still wanted to have sex. So she testified about agreeing to have threesomes with another woman with Kelly. She described how the defendant had her put on lingerie and interact with a girlfriend who was wearing a leash and a collar. She was on her hands and knees and I was walking her, she said. Now that's very interesting that he would have her put on lingerie and interact with a girlfriend who was wearing a leash and a collar and have her walking her like she was a dog, which lets you understand where his fetish is at this point. He wants one of the ladies to walk the other one and put her on a leash, walk her like she's walking a dog. Wanted the other one to act cute and nice like his daughter and his mother. I keep trying to stress the point. A lot of adults, they have a lot of issues because of childhood trauma. Him being molested as a child, what type of human being did that turn him into? We'll never know because in our society, especially when it comes to men, we don't really care what happened in a man's childhood when he was a boy. All we really care about is the right now. Only in the world of females are they allowed to say I was abused. I was abused as a child. Therefore, this is why I behaved the way I behaved. So, this woman who was testifying as Alexis, she said she began a friendship turned sexual relationship with the R&B star that lasted on and off for 9 years from the time she was 15 years old. Again, where was her parents at? None of these children, none of these young ladies, there's never a story about the parents going upside his head. The witness, now 31 and testifying as Alexis, told the jury she met Kelly at a concert in Jacksonville, Florida during his Light It Up tour in 2006 when she was 15 going on 16. I really despise when people say I'm 15 going on 16 or I'm 22 going on 23. What else could you be going on but the following age? Like, are we skipping a year? Kelly is not charged with crimes in connection with Alexis' allegations. She is one of multiple witnesses prosecutors intend to call to bolster their case against Kelly as the alleged head of a criminal enterprise who sexually abused and preyed on underage girls. Not charged with crimes in connection with Alexis' allegations, which means, again, what? They have no physical evidence that they could prove that he had sex with them while they were minors. So again, I keep asking, why are we even here in the courtroom? Why are we wasting taxpayer dollars? And to be honest, if the prosecution truly wants to put R. Kelly under the jail cell, you're going to have to produce that girl who was in that sex tape. You're going to have to produce Sparkle's cousin, niece, whatever the relation is. You're going to have to produce that girl. That'll be the only way I see all of the evidence that's mounting against him. It's the only way I could see you really putting him under the jail cell. She's going to have to testify. If she doesn't testify, then he's probably going to walk again. The witness, Alexis, testified she was invited backstage by someone in his entourage to meet Kelly following the Jacksonville concert. Then met him the next day on his tour bus in a mall parking lot. She said she signed an NDA agreement there. Oh boy. I wonder if they have proof of this NDA agreement. Because everybody keeps saying they signed NDA agreements, yet they're in the courtroom testifying. So what good was the NDA agreement? Some of these girls appeared on Surviving R. Kelly. So what good was the NDA agreement if you was going to be able to violate it anyway? If the NDA agreement even actually exists. Did they ever discuss her age? I may have, she said. She said Kelly seemed to be amenable at the time to a platonic friendship. So I don't even understand. That would then make me believe she's lying about the NDA. Because if you guys are not having sex at that point in time, I don't know what would be the purpose for you signing the NDA. What would he be protecting himself from? Then they asked, did they ever discuss her age? I may have. So again, we get another young lady who has not divulged her age to him. Yet we want to continue to punish him for that. Now, does he need the stupid tax? He sure does need the stupid tax. Because the trouble he was in already, you would think, even though one of the earlier witnesses did state he does card people. So from my understanding, anyone who enters that mansion is of age or has a fake ID. One or the other. Man, mosquito just bit me? Sheesh. Alexis acknowledged under questioning by prosecutors that she did not want to testify at the trial. Yet she's here. And she had hazy memories of when and where alleged sexual encounters with Kelly first began and her age at the time. Which is why we go back to yesterday when I stated what? It was very interesting that the biggest sexual deviant in the Black community, mine could go back to 27 years ago to a man he did not know and pinpoint at the age of 73 years old, pinpoint, they both had one pants leg up, gym shoes, jogging suit, matching this, matching that. They came out the room this way, that way. That's all odd to me. That's very odd. That a woman 32 years old doesn't know that. She can't remember it, but a man 73 can. Now, how often did they have sex? She was asked. I don't really recall. She said her first sexual contact with him was at his suburban Chicago home, but they didn't always have sex when they met. But again, she doesn't even know how old she was when this happened. Which, again, if she doesn't know that, I don't even know why she's on the stand. There's no need for this young lady to be on the stand if she doesn't remember how old she was. Because the case is basically built around him and underage girls at this point. She said the first time she went to visit him in Chicago, they didn't have sex, but went to the movies or the mall. Later, she said she also traveled to Atlanta, Detroit, and Palm Springs to be with Kelly. Now, she met him at 15. So we saying 15 and 16 years old, she's traveled to Chicago, Atlanta, Detroit, and Palm Springs to be with R. Kelly. And her mother just let her go. Father just let her go. And then you wonder why you look at our culture and it's in the condition that it's in. Children, babies are raising babies in the Black community. And again, a lot of these children They're just a financial means to an end for a lot of these women and men. That's it. She was sometimes concerned about being recorded, she testified, such as the time she, Kelly, and others in his entourage were at McDonald's sitting around eating and joking on a video. Now I would want to know, where is that video? They need to find that video. And if you was worried about being on camera, the best thing you could do to avoid being on camera would be to do what? Not go and meet R. Kelly. Have a seat. I was just worried about being in the video, she said. Why? I'm pretty sure I was probably 17 at the time. I was under the age of 18. My memory is hazy. I don't know how old I was. Probably was 17. I'm pretty sure I was probably 17. I'm pretty sure and probably. I was under the age of 18. And again, this is why I say I think a lot of these young ladies have been coached, because the stories and the narratives all fit the same thing. They're all coming up saying what? I was 17 when it happened. I know I was under 18. And that must be the limitation of statute limit. That age must be the age where they could get them for whatever they're charging them for, I should say. Not statute of limitation. That's how long after a crime has been committed that you can go after somebody. So misspoke there. But that must be 18 must be the magic number in New York City. Under 18, they may be able to charge him whatever with whatever they're charging him with. At 18, I'm assuming they're not. She said she became pregnant in June 2010 and stopped talking to Kelly. 2 years later, she started seeing him again. In 2005, now, in 2010, she was pregnant and stopped talking to him. We don't know where that baby is. We don't know if that baby was murdered, aborted, whatever you guys want to call it. We don't know what happened. But she's not stating that he forced her to get one. In 2015, after she began a relationship with someone else, she said, I kind of cut ties. And as a partner relayed in a text to Kelly, wanted to be a wife. But she testified she also still harbored feelings for Kelly and continued to attend occasional concerts in Jacksonville. Code for I still was going to get my back blown out by Mr. Kelly periodically when he would show up in Florida for concerts. I was still cheating on my baby father or her now husband, whatever that situation is. That's all that's code for. Despite her reluctance to testify, Alexis' testimony echoed that of some of the complaining witnesses who have already testified against Kelly, including allegations of grooming by inviting girls backstage at his shows, getting them to sign NDAs, and paying for flights to join him on the road at his Chicago home. So, again, do we have proof that any NDAs were signed? I don't know. Inviting girls backstage, I don't know if we can call that grooming. That's groupie action. And paying for flights to join him on the road and at his Chicago home. Again, that's groupie action. Now, as I've stated before, if you wanted to get R. Kelly, you should have got him for the girl he had on that sex tape, who was 15 years old. If you wanted to get R. Kelly, you should have got him when he married Aaliyah, and she was 15 years old, without her parents' consent. That is the time R. Kelly was supposed to go under the jail cell. That was the time you had him dead to rights. You didn't at that point in time, so now we're here on a witch hunt. Kelly's defense team did not cross-examine Alexis, which means they didn't look at her as credible, and she probably hadn't done any damage to R. Kelly at that point. And there was no need to shake the hornet's nest any further, to be honest with you. So they let it go. The trial started late on this 11th day, Thursday, with testimony from a DNA expert about what he found on a blue T-shirt one of the R&B star's accusers says she saved. Federal prosecutors also called other technical witnesses to testify about what they found during searches of devices such as iPhones, iPads, and laptops. First up, when the trial resumed behind schedule in the federal courthouse in Brooklyn, was DNA expert Yangfei Wu, who examined the blue T-shirt that accuser Jeronda Johnson Pace testified about on the first day of trial. Pace, then a teen, recalled her last day at Kelly's home, saying he spit on her, slapped her, and choked her until she passed out after he flew into a rage because she texted a friend. After oral sex, she said she used her blue shirt to wipe semen from her face and saved it. Wu told the jury he compared DNA known to be Kelly's from a cheek swab to the DNA found on a T-shirt. They are exactly the same, Wu said. Now, I don't know how long that DNA from that semen, how that could be sitting on the shirt and be usable 7-8 years later. But if they say so, they say so. It is what it is. I'm not gonna argue it. Not gonna argue it at all. What are the chances that two matching DNA samples could actually be from different people? Wu said the random match possibility is so remote it would occur only 1 in 11 decillion, 33 zeros. On cross-examination by Kelly's attorney, Devereaux Canning, Wu acknowledged he did not know the origin of the shirt or whether it had been, for example, stolen. You don't know where that shirt came from, Canning asked. No, Wu said. That's my point. I don't know why that shirt would have been saved, for what purpose. I think she said that happened, 10, 11 years ago. I'm not sure why the shirt would be saved at that point. Like, why would you be saving the shirt with semen on it? Wouldn't you just wash it or trash it? It all seems funny business to me, but next, prosecutors called Chris Wilson, a computer forensic agent for the Department of Homeland Security. Wilson testified about 3 devices he examined, 2 iPhones and a laptop, from which he said he was able to retrieve everything. He said he found a text message, sender unnamed, that read, "You're young and there's a lot of things you don't know. I want to groom you and be bonded with you," which was sent on December 24th, 2017. Accusers who testified earlier have told the jury that Kelly groomed and sexually abused them when they were underage. Well, if they can prove that he said he wanted to groom you and bond with you, and that she was underage, that's a hit. That's a big hit. So that wraps up day 11 testimony. Not sure where we're headed from here. Who's getting ready to testify, where they're getting ready, where they'll probably be picking up at. But again, Alexis did not do the prosecution any good by putting her on the stand. I don't know why they put her on the stand. I would have put the 2 doctors on. I would have put the forensic guy on there. And I would have put the DNA guy on there, and I just would have let it be. Because I don't know what. Yeah, I would have put the computer forensic agent on there. And I kind of would have just let it go. because I don't know what else you're kind of getting out of Alexis' testimony. She didn't know what age she was. She was making a lot of assumptions about her age. She wasn't sure, but she was sure she was under 18. So I don't know how you're not sure what age you were, but you were sure you was under 18. So, that's it for me today. I'll catch you guys on the next episode when we chop it up about the day 12 reaction. It's your boy, the Hood Nerd. I'm out.